Hello heroes, and welcome back to Hero Shadow, where we take a deep dive into our favourite heroes' minds. If you're new around here, buckle up, because today's adventure is about breaking the status quo.
Have we met?
One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you small, and the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall.
Time to fly.
And if you go chasing rabbits,
If we want the truth, Neo.
Having watched 3 movies, we expect we know everything about Neo. We might think he has evolved enough to overcome all challenges, but do we really? Since the first Matrix, he was brave, caring, and dauntless, fought to free humanity from the status quo. So why is he so different this time? Why does he seem to always go back to where he started? While some of us may have thought his journey ended in the 3rd movie, and there might not be much story left to tell in another one, Resurrections proves itself to be essential in really understanding Neo and is arguably the most important of all 4 movies. If you want to know why it plays such a major role in the franchise, keep watching. Throughout Resurrections, Neo is constantly denying what is right in front of him, trying to hold on to his last string of stability despite how much it hurts. But why does he keep trying so hard not to believe and run away exactly from what he wished was true all along? Neo is experiencing a trauma response. After spending a whole life feeling like something was missing, then finding purpose and relief as well as hope, only to find out it was all in his head, shattered something inside of him. He feels like something is lost in him forever and he'll never be the same again. Like Neo, most of us experienced a heartbreaking deception that had the potential to change us forever. And when we recover from that, it can be hard for us to put ourselves in situations where it could happen again. Just like when he refused to follow the rabbit, we want to protect what's left and not risk losing ourselves completely. That decision is painful as well, but it's too tiring to watch things go wrong over and over without seeing actual progress. And it keeps us thinking, what's the point of even trying? When we go through traumatic experiences, our brain can get stressed and may have difficulty processing the situation properly, creating disempowering thought loops like, it's my fault, or I should have seen this coming. It happens because our brain is made to solve problems. Therefore, when it can't find a rational explanation to what occurred, it's natural to put the blame on ourselves. Then, we start to think of all the different things we could have done to stop that traumatic event from happening, even if we couldn't have possibly known about the information at the time. And that's what leads us to develop behaviors like Neo did, despite wanting the Matrix to be true with all his heart, because then there was a way to escape from it. He keeps trying to live as if nothing was missing and rejecting every attempt of Morpheus and Bugs to take him back. Although it might be relieving at first, Neo knows he will never be satisfied in that world, and that working at a big company and being successful isn't enough for him, despite him trying to convince himself it is. But if everyone believed in him once and he still failed, what's the guarantee that he's going to succeed this time? Was it all in vain? Is he even the one? After 3 movies, we'd expect to know everything about Neo. We may think his final evolved form is enough to succeed. Since the first one, he was brave, caring, and dauntless. He didn't accept things just because that's how it's always been. So why is he so different this time? So reluctant and doubting himself so much? The whole time, we thought that what made Neo the one was his courage and the fact that he always knew the right thing to do, whatever it may take. But in the 4th movie, he's behaving quite the opposite of that. He doesn't even have superpowers. All the extraordinary things he does with the power of his will. What makes Neo the One is the extent of the power of his will. There are other people in the movie who can code and change a few things with their mind, but no one else got to the point of flying. He's only able to do these incredible things because he can control his own mind. That's why he can't settle for the Matrix, despite it being the safest option. Lo and behold, Neo starts to realize gaps in the things the analyst tells him, and it gradually changes his perception of reality through some steps of a process that CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, calls trauma-focused treatment. Prolonged exposure. Recounting the trauma can reduce the emotional dysregulation and finding new ways of thinking about how it fits into the person's narrative. The more Neo talks about his hallucination episodes to the analyst, Bugs, and Morpheus, the more he realizes that his perspective is not the whole truth. Although he's still cautious, he starts to doubt. Another thing that kept Neo from following the rabbit right away again was how he thought he had not only fought for nothing and disappointed himself, but also got other people killed. Cognitive processing goes hand in hand with prolonged exposure and cognitive restructuring, as recounting and writing about the trauma can help people examine their maladaptive patterns in thinking, as well as automatic thoughts that filter our perception about the experiences. Cognitive restructuring. We often accept these thoughts as accurate, just like Neo did, but cognitive restructuring is designed to help the person to be more critical about these thoughts and consider different perspectives. While in the beginning, Neo thought everything he had done was in vain, Bugs and her team steps in to show him that his efforts were worth it, and by failing, he made something that wouldn't be possible even if they had won at the first try, making machines their allies. In the end, they made progress and learned and created what they needed to try again and succeed. And going through that journey is how he manages to regain his powers. Nothing is meant to be. Resurrections is the most important of all 4 movies because it's the one with the highest stakes and therefore the one that shows you can always redefine reality, despite how hard it may seem. As Smith says, anyone could have been Neo, because the Oracle didn't see him as the one until he believed he could be. There is no chosen one, the same way.
There is no spoon.
And it's only when you realize this that you're able to bend it. You shape reality the same way you shape a spoon. If you want to learn more about cognitive behavioral techniques or see breakdowns of character development with examples, leave a comment below. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you haven't already and hit the bell so you won't miss our next video. If there's any films you'd like us to make a video on, let us know in the comment section. It might be the next one. And if you're craving more, we handpicked this video for you to check.